This year, the quiz is powered by Verbal Transformers, and our headline sponsor is RNG Ghana Limited. Our gold sponsor is Big Stationery Ghana. For our supporting media partner, we have Hot FM 93.9. This year, the quiz is on the theme Public Education, an essential factor for significant impact, growth, and development of Ghana. For updates on the National Core Subjects Quiz, just follow us on all social media platforms. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube, search for the National Core Subjects Quiz, like our pages, follow, and subscribe. Then you'll be able to get all videos, pictures, and any other information related to the National Core Subjects Quiz. For today's contest, we have two schools that were with us in the preliminary stage. All the way from the central region, we have Greenfield Junior High School, and from NUNGUA, we have WINGSTON International School. Now, both schools performed very well, so they are here with us at the round of 16 stage. Even though we already know our contestants, we'll still like them to introduce themselves. I begin with the school on my right.
I am AGONA from Greenfield Schools.
I'm Sylvester Payne, also from Greenfield Schools.
Thank you very much, Sylvester and Osborne. I'm not feeling your confidence. Are we a bit nervous or scared? No. So you're okay. Okay. And on my left, we have.
My name is Grace Amanda, representing WINGSTON International School.
My name is Stephen Nelson, I'm representing WINGSTON International School.
Thank you very much, Grace and Stephen. And my name is Na Ayikaini Tego. I am a quiz mistress. So before we begin today's contest, Greenfield Junior High, we'd like to know what makes your school unique. What makes your school unique?
We are unique because we always strive for excellence, which makes it different from others.
Okay. So you always strive for excellence. All right. Thank you very much. And WINGSTON International School, the same question. What makes your school unique?
I would like to call Elizabeth.
You like to call
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
The reason why the school is so unique is because we train students to become future leaders. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. So WINGSTON International School is unique because they train students to become future leaders. All right. Thank you very much. For today's contest, there will be 4 rounds. Round 1 will have general questions on English and social studies. Round 2 will have questions on general knowledge. Round 3 will have our swift response and or select. Round 4 will have a logical illustration as well as our verbal puzzles. Contestants, for a major question, you have 15 seconds. 15 seconds to provide your answer. And within the 15 seconds, you have 3 attempts, unless stated otherwise. For a bonus, you have 5 seconds. 5 seconds. I believe we are all on the same page, so we can begin. So to both schools, please listen. Pronouns can be used as subjects or objects. Pronouns can be used as subjects or objects. Greenfield Junior High. What is the objective form of I?
Me.
Me, that's correct. WINGSTON International. What is the objective form of them?
They.
No.
Those.
No. AGONA to Greenfield.
Them.
There, that's correct. Greenfield. What is the subjective form of you?
You.
You, that's right. WINGSTON International. The subjective form of it.
It.
It, that's correct. Greenfield Junior High. Your question. A situation in which people obey the law and follow the accepted rule of social behavior is known as?
Law and order.
Come again.
Order.
Order, that's correct. WINGSTON International. The rules of conduct established and enforced by authority, legislation, or custom of a given community, state, or group is known as?
Law.
Law, that's right. Contestants, this is a preamble. I'm going to mention an acronym. You have to give me the full meaning. The full meaning. Greenfield Junior High. Your acronym is NEPAD.
New Partnership for African Development.
That's correct. WINGSTON International. Your acronym is PANAFEST.
Pan-African Festivals.
Come again.
Pan-African Festival.
No. AGONA to Greenfield Junior High.
Pan-African Festival of Culture.
No, I'll give it to you. Now the full meaning is Pan-African Festival of Art and Culture. Of Art and Culture. This brings us to the end of round 1. At the end of round 1, WINGSTON International School had 6 points. And Greenfield Junior High School had 13 points. We move on to round 2, questions on general knowledge. I'll begin with WINGSTON International School. Who was the first African to become the General Secretary of the UN?
Kofi Annan.
No. AGONA to Greenfield.
Dr. Kofi Annan.
No. The first African to become the General Secretary of the UN is Boutros Ghali. Greenfield Junior High. Your question. In which year did he become the General Secretary of the UN?
(1960).
No.
1972.
No. You have one more attempt. A bonus to WINGSTON.
1945.
No. The answer is 1992. 1992. Now we all know of Kofi Annan. He was the first black to be the UN General Secretary. The first black. But the first African to be the UN General Secretary or the UN Secretary General was Boutros Boutros-Ghali from Egypt. Please let's take note of that. He was succeeded by Kofi Annan. So after him came Kofi Annan. I hope that's clear. So I preamble to both schools. I'm going to mention an attractive scenery. And you have to tell me the town where this scenery can be found. Did we get that? Did we get that? Okay. WINGSTON International. The Mole National Park. No.
Upper West.
No.
Upper East.
No. You've used up your 3 attempts. AGONA to Greenfield.
Movie.
No. The town where the Mole National Park can be found is Damango. Damango. With the same preamble. Greenfield Junior High. The Big Tree.
Abu Masenye Oda.
I'll give it to you. They have given me more detail. The answer I was actually looking for is Oda. But thank you very much for letting us know. WINGSTON International. Your question. The process by which a hot saturated solution is cooled to obtain a solute is known as?
Distillation.
No.
Saturated solution.
No. You have one more attempt. Okay, time is up. A bonus to Greenfield.
Crystallization.
Crystallization. Your major question, Greenfield. When a naphthalene ball, otherwise known as camphor, is placed in a box, it gets smaller in size and eventually disappears. What process is this called?
Sublimation.
Sublimation. WINGSTON International. On the periodic table of elements, what is the 7th element?
Neon.
No.
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen, that's right. Greenfield Junior High. The part of the human skeleton that protects our brain is?
The skull.
The skull, that's right. So for no points, Greenfield, can you tell us the other name for the skull?
Cranium.
Cranium, thank you very much. This brings us to the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, WINGSTON International School had 3 points. And Greenfield Junior High School had 10 points. We move on to round 3. Round 3 is in 2 parts. We have the sweat response and the odd select. We'll begin with the sweat response. And contestants, for this, you have 10 seconds. If there's a bonus, you have only 3 seconds to provide your answers. So we begin. This is a preamble to both schools. You have to find the length of the diagonal of a rectangle. The length of the diagonal of a rectangle. Width, Greenfield Junior High. Length, 3 centimeters. And width, 2 centimeters.
4 centimeters.
No. A bonus to WINGSTON International.
3 centimeters.
No. The answer is 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters. With the same preamble, WINGSTON International. Length, 8 centimeters. And width, 6 centimeters.
14 centimeters.
No.
12 centimeters.
No. A bonus to Greenfield. The answer is 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters. Another preamble. You have to simplify and leave your answer in standard form. Simplify and leave your answer in standard form. Greenfield Junior High. 0.3 multiplied by 0.02 multiplied by 0.003. A bonus to WINGSTON International. The answer is 18 times 10 raised to the power negative 6. WINGSTON International with the same preamble. 0.04 multiplied by 0.002 multiplied by 0.003. A bonus to Greenfield.
36 times 10 to the power negative 8.
No. The answer is 24 times 10 raised to the power negative 7. Once again, a preamble to both schools. You have to find the value of t. Find the value of t. Greenfield Junior High. 3t minus 2 into bracket t plus 12 equals 11.
T equals 35.
T equals 35, that's correct. With the same preamble, WINGSTON. 2t minus 5 into bracket t minus 10 equals 20. A bonus to Greenfield Junior High.
0.
No. T equals 10. We move on to odd select. Odd select. Contestants, I'm going to give you a list of words. You have to pick the odd one out and tell me the reason why it is odd. If you give me just the odd one out, you have 1 point. But if you're able to give me the odd one out as well as the right reason, you have your full point. Do we understand? So I'll begin with Greenfield Junior High. These are your words. Who, which, each, whose.
The odd one out is each, because it is not an interrogative manner.
I'll give it to you. Aside that, the odd one out is indeed each. And this is because each is an indefinite pronoun. And also the others, that's who, which, and whose, are also relative pronouns. WINGSTON International. These are your words. Kindly, keenly, peaceful, seriously.
Peaceful, because the rest are adverbs.
That's right. So WINGSTON International for no points. If the rest are adverbs, then what is peaceful?
An adjective.
An adjective. Thank you very much. This brings us to the end of round 3. At the end of round 3, WINGSTON International School had 3 points. And Greenfield Junior High School had 6 points. We move on to the final round for today's contest. As you already know, the final round is in 2 parts. We have our logical illustration and our verbal puzzles. But we'll begin with the logical illustrations. Contestants, for this, you're not supposed to start until I ask you to. And you have 5 minutes. Also, you've been given a sheet of paper each. Write the name of your school on it. And make sure at the end of it all, you bring back the sheet of paper with your answer on it. Please, do we understand? So please come for today's illustration. Our logical illustration for today. 1. State accurately the steps involved in testing for starch in a leaf. 2. A bottle of mercury weighed 1 kilogram 50 grams. The empty bottle weighed 184 grams. What was the weight of the mercury? 3. Increase 150 by 20%. Are we on the same page, contestants? Okay, so you have 5 minutes. You can start. Contestants, you have a minute more. Time is up. Please hand in your answers. Contestants, please present your answers on the board just as you have it on paper. For today's logical illustration, this is my solution. The steps involved in testing for starch in the leaf. I have 6 steps. The first is you pluck a leaf from a plant that has been exposed to sunlight for at least 2 hours. Then 2. You place the leaf in a beaker of boiling water for about 5 minutes to kill the cells. 3. The leaf is then placed in a test tube containing alcohol which is being heated in a water bath. Now this is done to remove chlorophyll. 4. We have a decolorized leaf and this is washed in warm water to soften it. 5. Our leaf is then placed in iodine solution. 6. The leaf turns blue-black with iodine showing the formation of starch or the presence of starch. The second part of the illustration. We have a bottle of mercury weighing 1 kilogram and 50 grams. And an empty bottle that weighed 184 grams. So to find the weight of the mercury, we'll have to subtract the value of the empty bottle from the value of the bottle filled with mercury. But then for our bottle filled with mercury, we have it to weigh 1 kilogram 50 grams. So we can convert this to grams. So we'll have 1,000 grams plus 50 grams. And this will give us 1,050 grams. So 1,050 grams minus 184 grams will give us 866 grams, which is the weight of mercury. And finally, to increase 150 by 20%. First of all, we find 20% of 150. So this gives us 20 over 100 times 150. And we have 30. So adding 30 to our value, 150, we have our new value to be 180. Greenfield schools. They began with the first part of the question, where they had to give us the steps involved in testing for starch in a leaf. So they merged the first 2 points. So they have a leaf is plugged and placed in boiling water to kill the living cells in the leaf. So I give them a point for stating that they place the leaf in boiling water in order to kill the living cells, and half a point for just stating that the leaf is plugged, leaving out the fact that the leaf is supposed to be exposed to sunlight for about 2 hours. Then secondly, they have the leaf is placed in a test tube containing alcohol in order to remove chlorophyll. I give them half a point for that as well, because they just say that the leaf has been placed in alcohol. They leave out the fact that the alcohol is being heated in a water bath. So they get another half a point for that. Then they go on further to tell us that the leaf is washed in water to soften it. I give them the mark. Then they tell us that drops of iodine are poured on the surface of the leaf. I give them another mark. And the observation is that the leaf turns blue-black in color. I give them another mark for that. So in total, for the first part, they have 5 points. They continued with the third part of the question, where they had to increase 150 by 20%. So they use an alternative method, where they have 20% plus 100%. Which will give them 120. So they have 120 over 100 multiplied by 150. And their final answer is 180. So they get 2 points for that. They end with the second part of the question. They first of all convert 1 kilogram 50 grams to grams, and they have 1,050 grams. So they get a point for that. Then they subtract the weight of the empty bottle, that's 184 grams, from the total, that's 1,050 grams. And their final answer is 866 grams. They get 2 points for that part of the question. In total, Greenfield Schools has 9 points. WINGSTON International School. They also begin with the first part of the question, and they start by telling us that we take a fresh leaf. The leaf they have there and the leaf I want are 2 totally different things. Because a leaf, that's on a tree, the spelling is L-E-A-F. But the spelling they have given me is leaf, L-E-A-V, which is wrong. So already for the first part, it's wrong. Now they repeat this spelling in their second step. So it means we are talking about two totally different things. And it's quite unfortunate, I can't give them the mark for that. They are also not able to complete the steps for the first part. So in total, for the first part of the question, WINGSTON International School has no points. They move on to the third part of the question. And all they tell us is that 1 kilogram, 50 gram equals 1.184, which is incorrect. And so they have no score for that as well. Then finally, they end with the second part of the question, where they are to, they end with the final part of the question, where they are to increase 150 by 20%. So just like Greenfield School, they also use the alternative method where they have 100 plus 20%, which gives them 120%. So they have 120 over 100 multiplied by 150, and their final answer is 180. So for that, they have 2 points. So in total, WINGSTON International School has we move on to the final part of round 4, our verbal puzzles. Contestants, I'll read out a set of clues. When you're ready to give me your answer, you need to alert me by pressing your bell. Can we hear the bell for Greenfield Junior High? Okay. And for WINGSTON International? Alright. So if you get the answer right on the first clue, you have 5 points. On the second clue, you have 4 points. And on the third and any other clue, you have 3 points. If you press your bell and the answer you give me is incorrect, you can't answer anymore for that particular verbal puzzle. So it means for that particular verbal puzzle, you're out. Contestants, are we clear? We begin. I was coined out of my activities across the ocean. I was handled by 3 continents. My activities included the exchange. Yes, Greenfield Junior High.
Transatlantic slave trade.
That's correct. So the answer when I began the third clue, they have 3 points. I'll finish reading the clues for the first verbal puzzle. My activities included the exchange of both living and non-living things. And I was also carried out in a triangular manner. 1807 was my year of abolishment in Britain. I am the transatlantic slave trade. The next verbal puzzle. I occur in liquids. And I also vary from liquid to liquid. But I could be destroyed by a phenoliquid like kerosene. Yes.
Surface tension.
Surface tension. So they have the answer right on the third clue. They have 3 points. I'll complete the clues for this puzzle. I could be destroyed by a fellow liquid like kerosene. I come about as a result of the mutual attraction of particles on the surface of the liquid. I make the surface behave as though it were a stretched elastic skin. I am surface tension. The final verbal puzzle. I am a noun. I was derived from 2 Latin terms, which mean to and word or verb. I can be used to express a relation of time, place.
Adjective.
No. WINGSTON International, I continue with the clues. I can be used to express a relation of time, place, and circumstance, among others. Some of my examples are gently and quite. I am used to modify or qualify an adjective, verb, or adverb. What am I?
Adverb.
Adverb, that's right. So the answer, after all the clues have been read, they have 3 points. This brings us to the end of round 4. The 3rd edition of the National Core Subjects Quiz is powered by Verbal Transformers. Our headline sponsor is RMG Ghana Limited, and our gold sponsor is Big Stationery Ghana. For updates on the National Core Subjects Quiz, follow us on all social media platforms. On Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube, just search for the National Core Subjects Quiz, like our pages, follow, and subscribe. At the end of round 4, WINGSTON International School had 5 points. And Greenfield Junior High School had 15 points. Contestants, in less than 15 seconds, let's make it 10 seconds. In less than 10 seconds, let's hear your final words for today. Greenfield Junior High.
It has been a very competitive competition, and I have learned a lot from this contest. Thank you, National Core Subjects Quiz.
Thank you very much, Greenfield Junior High. WINGSTON International, let's hear you.
Today's quiz has been very competitive, but we gave out our best.
Thank you very much for giving us your best. At the end of today's contest, WINGSTON International School had 17 points. And Greenfield Junior High School qualifies to the next stage of the National Core Subjects Quiz with 44 points. Congratulations to both schools and to our contestants. You've done very well. We are so glad you came here today. Thank you for coming to WINGSTON International School. We hope to see you again next year, and all the best in your BEC. Greenfield Junior High, congratulations. We'll meet you again at the quarter-final stage. My name is Na Ayikaile Tebo, and I have been your quiz mistress. Thank you.